Welcome back. Gresham City Councilor Eddy Morales is running for Oregon's 3rd Congressional District. The Democrat is one of several candidates with sights set on the seat held by Representative Earl Blumenauer since 1996. As of this taping, 3 Democratic candidates are vying for the party's nomination. Just last week, we spoke with candidate and state representative Maxine Dexter. We also spoke with former Multnomah County Commissioner Sushila Jayalopal about her bid for Oregon's 3rd District. This week, we shift our attention to Gresham City Councilor Eddy Morales. Ms. Morales, thank you for joining us today on IO Northwest Politics.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show and for the opportunity to connect with your viewers.
Yeah, what inspired you to run for this seat?
Oh gosh, well, my story starts off, with my mother, who came to this country in the trunk of a car, and my 8 siblings who followed in the backseat of other strangers' cars. And my mother was looking for a better opportunity for us. She also then later fled Los Angeles to come to Oregon 37 years ago to escape domestic violence. Both of those times, my mother was seeking safety for us and an opportunity and really a chance to keep our families together. In Oregon, I was the first in my family to go to high school and college. And in college, I actually learned about organizing. I joined farm workers in a boycott of mushrooms to demand better wages, and we won. And in that moment, I learned, workers could have power in this country. My mother had to leave to go to Mexico when my grandmother was sick, and because of our immigration system, she had a 10-year ban. She passed away 2 months before the ban was lifted, and in that moment I learned that our immigration system needed to be worked on, and I've lost 2 brothers to gun violence. I've lost a sister to addiction, and those 2 moments taught me that we need to do more around public safety and addiction services in this country. I would say that those things have led me to, for the last 24 years, to organize in Oregon and across the country on the Affordable Care Act, comprehensive immigration reform, electing progressives to office, and really supporting organizers across the country and helping people make concrete improvements in their own lives. I started organizing in Gresham and East County, and that led me to run for city council. And on city council, I've worked on things that help keep working families like mine together. That's what my mom taught me. And so I've worked on creating affordable multi-generational housing, one of the only in the region. I've worked on innovative public safety efforts that get to the root cause of issues, and also the mitigation of climate change on sort of frontline communities. My community, I think, is ready for me to keep that work going at the federal level and for the entire state of Oregon, and that's what led me to run for Congress.
Yeah, and I want to touch on something you said there, immigration reform. The immigration reform has been something that's been talked about for years in this country. Where do you think is a place that you could start?
Yeah, I think definitely the proposals coming out of former President Trump are very extreme. I think some of the harshest we've seen, calling for massive deportations. And I think, on the theme of really keeping families together, we need a more transparent and clear path for people to go through the immigration process who are already here. Right now, it is scary. It's a big risk for people who want to come forward and go through the proceedings. And so I think a more timely, clear, and more transparent process, and one that is accessible and affordable, is really necessary. I think that there is room to have that policy debate and get that work done at the federal level.
Yeah, as we mentioned at the outset, 3 candidates. You're one of 3 of candidates running for this seat. What do you think sets you apart from the others?
Yeah, I think my 24 years of work. I've worked with people in Florida to restore voting rights for returning citizens. I've worked with organizers in Arizona to recall and repeal George Arpaio and Russell Pierce when they were doing a lot of their Show Me Your Papers efforts there and traumatizing immigrants. I also recently worked to support the young people that instituted abortion rights into the Ohio Constitution. I have a track record of working with people across the country, and here in Oregon, and I think that that's a really big asset for our district and for our state.
Yeah, and locally you started East County Rising here in Multnomah County. Do you think that representation for East County in U.S. Congress has been lacking?
Absolutely. It's one of the proudest things that I've done with my community. We've recruited and worked on 67 campaigns, and 60 of them have been successful, and that's from school boards up to supporting statewide electeds and initiatives. I think the east part of this district has a very unique perspective. And we have a lot of ideas that we've been able to execute effectively, and I think a lot of those would also benefit the western part of the district.
We've talked about immigration, a national situation, climate change, something that affects all of us. What other things do you think are issues that you want to take on in Congress that could affect the lives of Oregonians here?
Yeah, I think housing and affordable housing in particular, multi-generational housing. The truth is people are still living the way my family did, with an aunt, a grandmother, a nephew, a niece, and I was really proud of the work that we were able to do in Gresham to create 3- and 4-bedroom multi-generational homes that are affordable. I'd love to see more efforts like that throughout the country and again throughout the district and state of Oregon. Obviously, I've shared with you my personal stories around gun violence and mental health and addiction. This is something that I think all of us in this country have some relationship with someone, whether it's a family member or a friend who's suffered with addiction. I think we all want compassion and effective strategies to help people. And I've lived it, where I've had siblings and friends who have received the effective treatments and are sober and doing well, and a sister who we weren't able to get to that. And so on that note, I just want to say, and I think like many other families, thank you to the people in the emergency rooms, those first responders, the direct service providers who may have encountered one of my family members or friends. On behalf of all of our families, right? We want compassion, we want effective treatment. And I think my personal experience with these issues is really going to bring an important perspective to the policy making in our state and across the country.
What else were you able to accomplish in the Gresham City Council?
Yeah, the other thing besides the housing the multi-generational housing that I'm very proud of is that we were able to pilot a program that got to the root cause of public safety issues. We made a pretty big investment in creating opportunities early on for people so that we can deter them from falling into the criminal justice system, and then doing intervention programs or partnering with community organizations, our police department. And I think we're one of the most probably one of the first innovative strategies around that. I think we could be replicating that to handle this. So.
Well, Eddy Morales, thank you for coming on. He is running for the 3rd District in Oregon's congressional race coming up this fall. Thank you so much for joining us.